Recently, I was having a conversation with a neighbor who had a very dark and depressing view of the world right now. From her point of view, the world was a very dark and depressing place to live, just wrought with wars and fallout from the pandemic and reasons to be afraid and the threats of climate change, and the list just went on and on. And as I listened to her, I realized that she was living out this dark, depressing view of the world, and it was causing her a lot of unhappiness in her own personal experience. Well, my heart really went out to her because I know there's a lot better way to live our lives. There's something a whole lot more going on than what the material senses are able to take in. There is a God. There is an all-knowing, all-wise mind of love that's at work giving us ideas and inspiration and guidance that we need to overcome these challenges that mankind faces today. The world is really not a hopeless place to be. It's just filled with opportunity to bring healing to mankind. And in the end, good will triumph over the evil that seems to be so real at the moment. I thought about Jesus Christ and what kind of world he lived in. Humanly speaking, Jesus was very aware of the suffering going on around him. He was constantly reaching out to people and helping and healing them, but his consciousness was not in a world governed by an evil power. His consciousness was in a world governed by God. That's the world he lived in, a world that was governed by God, not by sin, disease, and death. And if you study his life, you begin to see that he demonstrated his understanding of this truth, that God does have the final and supreme say over all things, because he was able to overcome and defeat all the attacks of sin, disease, and death that he faced in the human experience, proving that in the end, truly, God does reign in this world supreme. And as we truly follow Christ and grow in our understanding of God, we can demonstrate more of this power of God to overcome the evils that we face and prove them powerless to stop us from advancing and progressing and living a better, happier, healthier life. So, if you're struggling with any of those feelings of, wow, so many bad things going on in the world, put a check on that and grow in your understanding that, hey, there is a God here that's available to help us overcome those challenges and prove that life is really meant to be a good experience for everyone. Live in God's world, a world where God is in control, and you'll experience more of the peace that comes along with it.